हमारे साथ उपस्थित सभी दर्शकों और भक्तों का मैं प्रेम एवं आशीर्वाद सहित स्वागत करता हूँ। आज मैं जीवन का दूसरा तत्व श्रद्धा कैसे आपकी वास्तविकता को परिवर्तित कर सकते ही है, इसके बारे में अपना प्रवचन जारी रखूंगा। Reality is nothing but your alliance with real. Listen, it is not your experience of real, it is your alliance with the real. Whatever is real is there on side. You need to experience, you want to experience, is there one side. These two having alliance and coming to some conclusion is reality. Many times people think all these intellectual truths, ideas are not required. I tell you, no. Your whole life is nothing but intellectual clarity. Why you don't go and put your hand in the electricity? Because you know you will be killed. Why you don't go and put your hand in the fire? Because you know you will be killed. So intellectual clarity, intellectual understanding is required for life. If somebody is teaching you the ideas, no, all these big principles, intellectual jugglery is not required, no. They are trying to keep you in darkness. Maybe they do not know how to expand and explain these principles. They do not have a passion to understand or make you understand. Please listen. Just like a simple rules are there, don't touch the fire, you will not be burnt. Same way, simple rules are existing to be out of suffering. Simple rules exist to be successful. It is so unfortunate, you are never allowed to believe that there are simple rules exist to be out of suffering and to be in completion and to be successful. Are you struggling in a big way, not to be burnt by the fire, not to be electrocuted? No. You don't struggle. It became your lifestyle when you understand and start living. Listen, same way, there are simple rules to make what you want as reality, to make your life as you want, to be successful in the life. It is so unfortunate. Neither we have been told it is possible, nor we try to make it possible. So we continue to suffer and we think, all this knowledge, all these ideas, not for me. I am an ordinary housewife, I am an ordinary man, householder. How will I be able to understand all these things? Can you say, I am an ordinary electrician, how can I understand about electricity? It's okay, let me be electrocuted. No. I am an ordinary housewife, I just cook every day. How do I know about anything about fire? Let me get burnt. You can't say. When you are about to cook, you learn the rules to handle fire. When you are about to become electrician, you learn the rules of electricity. Better learn to make your reality before you enter your life. And you can learn. That is the good news. It is not as difficult as it was told to you. That is the good news. How you perceive reality. Reality is nothing but your alliance with real. वास्तविकता और कुछ नहीं पर आपका वास्तविकता के साथ गठबंधन है, गठबंधन है। वह आपका वास्तविकता का अनुभव नहीं है, वह आपका वास्तविकता के साथ गठबंधन है, गठबंधन है। जो वास्तव है उसके साथ आपका नाटा ही वास्तविकता है। Listen, how many of you cognize the listen? How many of you cognize all this, the moment these big truths which need to be realized are told to you, you shut yourself off. This is not for me. I can't understand. Even if I understand, I can't practice. All this I tried. This is not going to work out for me. How many of you shut yourself? Raise your hand. Understand. This is the way you are out of spiritual truths and transformation. You keep yourself out of spiritual realization. You don't say, oh, how to be out of fire, I can't understand all this. I am an ordinary cook, I'll go and cook. No. You learn when you want to cook about the fire. You learn about electricity when you want to be electrician. Why you can't learn about life when you want to live? Learn. First truth I wanted to share today with you is reality is your alliance with real. If you are more powerful than what you consider as real, you can manipulate the reality. You can make reality as you want. Your word will change the world, or the world will be changing your word. बहुत बार आप सोचते हैं कि ये सभी विचार हमारी रोज की जिंदगी में जरूरी नहीं है, किंतु ये सच नहीं है। दौर्भाग्य से आप ये मानने के लिए तैयार नहीं है कि जीवन की वास्तविकता जीने के लिए बड़े ही सरल सिद्धांत है। आप शायद सोच रहे होंगे कि यह सब बौद्धिक समझ की क्या आवश्यकता है। वास्तव में आपका पूरा जीवन बौद्धिक स्पष्टता है। यदि आपको कोई ये सिखा रहा है कि ये आप बौद्धिक बाजीगारी की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है, तो वो गलत है। शायद जो आपको ये सिखा रहे हैं उनके पास शायद आपको सिखाने के लिए धीरज नहीं है। जिस तरह ये एक सीधा सत्य है कि अग्नि आपको जलाती है, उस तरह जीवन में सीधे सत्य है कि कैसे आप पीड़ा से बाहर आ सकते हैं, कैसे आप पूर्णत्व की स्थिति में स्थापित हो सकते हैं, कैसे आप जीवन में सफल हो सकते हैं। You need to know there are simple solutions exist for any problem you have in your life. It can be as difficult as you imagine. And you can't imagine. Most of the time, you suffer with the fears of which you can't imagine. What you can imagine is always solvable problem. That is why you constantly carry the fear of dissolvable, unsolvable problems coming soon. पहली बात आज मैं जो आपसे कहना चाहता हूं वह है वास्तविकता और कुछ नहीं। जो वास्तव है उसके साथ आपका नाता ही वास्तविकता है। जब आप उस नाते को नजदीक से देखें तब आपकी बोली हुई हर शब्द को सत्य में परिवर्तित करने के लिए पूरा ब्रह्मांड उत्सुक होता है। पूरा ब्रह्मांड उत्सुक होता है। वास्तविकता और कुछ नहीं। जो वास्तव है उसके साथ आपका नाता ही वास्तविकता है। जब आप उस नाते को नजदीक से देखें तब आपकी बोली हुई हर शब्द को सत्य में परिवर्तित करने के लिए पूरा ब्रह्मांड उत्सुक होता है। जो कुछ भी वास्तविक है वह एक तरफ है। जो कुछ भी आपको अनुभव करने की आवश्यकता है, जो आप अनुभव करना चाहते हैं वह एक तरफ है। इन दोनों के बीच में गठा बंधन होना और कुछ निष्कर्ष पर आना वास्तविकता है। So sad. The owner of the house has to have alliance with mosquitoes and lizards who came to occupy the house. That is what is your status. You are the owner of the reality, but you have to make an alliance with the illusion and delusion which came to occupy the reality, like mosquito and lizards. It is like you make an agreement. Okay, every night after the sunset, you can come out and use the house, and you can bite me also. I'll give you 5 milligram blood every day. If you make agreement with mosquitoes and lizards of your own house, you being the owner of the house, you making alliance with the weeds, mosquitoes, lizards which came to occupy your house. How foolish it is. Same way, all the problems in your life came to occupy your life. You are the owner of your life. Don't have alliance or agreement with your problems out of your ignorance. You say, no. I only built the house, but before I came and started living, they all have started coming and living here. They are all seniors to me. How will I be able to drive them out? See, if I drive them from one room, they go and stay in another room. From that room I drive, they go to the other room. If I call police also, they are not helping me. You need to know. You don't need a police department 911 for mosquitoes and lizards. You just need mosquito repellent coil and lizard spray for a lizard. That's all. First, drop the wrong concepts and ideas you carry about your problems. They are not more powerful than you. They are not owners of your life. You are the owner. You are the owner. Look, you are the owner. Don't try to have alliance with the occupants, illegal occupants of your own house. Don't give them too much power. मैं आपसे कहता हूं, जीवन में हर समस्या का सीधा समाधान है। अधिकांश समय आप उन भयों से भीत होते हैं जिनके बारे में आप कल्पना नहीं कर सकते हैं। जिन भयों की आप कल्पना कर सकते हैं, उन भयों को आप सीधे बांग कर सकते हैं। बहुत दुर्भाग्य ही की बात है कि एक घर के मालिक उस घर में उपस्थित मच्छर एवं छिपकली से साथ नाता जोड़ता है। अगर आप अपने घर के मालिक होता हुए भी अपने घर में मौजूद छिपकली और मच्छर के साथ नाता बनाते हैं, वह आपके घर में रहने लगते हैं, उसी तरह आपके अंतर उपस्थित भय, क्रोध, अपराध भाव जैसे नकारात्मक मनोभावनों को रहने नहीं दीजिए, उनके साथ नाता ना बनाइए। ध्यान से सुनिए, आप अपने जीवन के स्वामी हैं। आपके जीवन के कष्ट आपके घर में आए हुए हैं। उन कष्टों के साथ समझौता ना कीजिए। ध्यान से सुनिए, आप अपने घर रूपी जीवन के स्वामी हैं। आपके जीवन के कष्ट आपके घर में आए हुए हैं। उन कष्टों के साथ समझौता ना कीजिए। First thing you need to understand, you are not able to make what you want as reality because of ignorance, not because of not having energy. It is not powerlessness, it is ignorance. You have enough power, enough energy. It is your ignorance responsible for suffering. Many times you think it is even you know what is the reason for your suffering. You can't change. That is wrong. How many of you think you know the reason for your problems and you can't change? You are wrong. You just don't know the reason. Only ignorance can be reason for all suffering. You are all powerful enough. You are all powerful enough to utter the right word and wrong word. It is ignorance you utter the wrong word. If you think you know the reason, you are not able to change. You are not powerful enough to make what you want. That is the first mistake you are doing. Your enemy makes you feel somebody else is your enemy, and he goes on winning the game by attacking you because you are thinking somebody else is your enemy. You are fighting with your imaginary enemy. If you think you know why you have a problem, you are powerless to transform, you are wrong. You don't know is the real problem. Ignorance is the enemy. Listen. Powerlessness is not your enemy. Energylessness is not your enemy. You are all powerless is an idea given to you to keep you not to discover your right enemy. You are all powerful enough. You are all empowered enough to live and face the life. पहली बात जो आपको समझनी चाहिए वह है कि केवल आपकी अज्ञानता के कारण से ही आप अपने इच्छा अनुसार अपने वास्तविकता का सृजन नहीं कर पाते हैं। आपके इच्छा अनुसार वास्तविकता को सृजन ना कर पाने का कारण केवल आपकी अज्ञानता है। केवल अज्ञानता ही आपकी शत्रु है। Ignorance is only your enemy. First thing you need to know, you are powerful enough to make what you want as reality. You are only ignorant. If you think you are powerless, you will be working to achieve power, means you are working in wrong direction. You need to work to get the knowledge, not the power. You have enough power. Sometimes you have too much power and use that same power to bind yourself. You have too much rope, you think, how can I waste, and you tie yourself. Because you have too many chains and you just wanted to show everyone you have so many chains and all those chains are beautiful pure gold, you tie it around yourself. You tie all over the body, finally you find you are not able to move. And then you tell everyone, see how many gold chains I have. True, but you are not able to move. Authenticity first helps you to identify your real enemy. Your real enemy is ignorance, not powerlessness. I have seen people fighting with wrong enemies for whole life. When you feel you don't have power, you take up many paths which will really not solve the issue. You become sometime Hatha Yogi, you become this, that. I have seen some of the Hatha Yogis so powerful. That does not mean they have solved their problems. It does not mean they made what they want become a reality in their life. Because they are caught with the wrong enemy. Ignorance is your real enemy. And it is nicely diverting your attention, saying powerlessness is your enemy. See, you know the reason why you are not able to project what you want. Powerlessness. Go, catch power. Have more power. But the reality is you are already suffering with too much power. Everybody thinks if you have a miraculous powers, siddhis, immediately you will solve all the problems of your life. No! ध्यान से सुनिए। पहले आपको ये समझनी चाहिए, यदि आप अपने जीवन में अपनी मन चाही वास्तविकता का निर्माण नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, तो वो केवल आपके अज्ञान के कारण है। वो आपकी बेबसी या ऊर्जा की कमी के कारण कदापि नहीं है, कदापि नहीं है। वास्तव में आपका शत्रु अज्ञान है। आपको ज्ञान की आवश्यकता है, ना कि शक्ति की समझने की कोशिश कीजिए, समझने की कोशिश कीजिए। यह ना सोचिए कि आपकी वास्तविकता का रूपांतर करने के लिए आपको शक्तिशाली एवं समर्थवान बनी होगी। नहीं, आपको केवल आपकी अज्ञानता को दूर करनी होगी, तभी आप अपने वास्तविकता का रूपांतर कर सकते हैं, श्रद्धा व साधन सकते हैं। इसलिए पहले अपने अंदर श्रद्धा की स्थिति को लाइए। श्रद्धा व साधन है जिसे आप अपनी अज्ञानता को दूर कर सकते हैं। इसलिए पहले अपनी अंदर श्रद्धा की स्थिति को लाइए। सभी समस्याओं ने आपके जीवन पर कब्जा कर लिया है क्योंकि आपने उनसे गठबंधन कर लिया है, तो आपने उन्हें आपके जीवन कर कब्जा करने की अनुमति दी है। पहले स्वयं की गलत अवधारणाओं और विचारों को छोड़ दीजिए। आप अपने जीवन के मालिक हैं। अपने जीवन का अवैधिक कब्जा करने वालों के साथ गठबंधन मत कीजिए। Authenticity will help you to identify real enemy. Your real enemy is not powerlessness, it is knowledgelessness, ignorance. I am able to awaken the Kundalini of thousands of people just by giving the right knowledge. Listen, just when the right knowledge is given, immediately anybody experiences Kundalini awakening. There is no such thing as powerlessness. What is authenticity? Building your own identity about you to the peak. What do you want to become? Every one of you deep down have a fantasy about you becoming like all powerful, all knowing and sarvagnya. That's all. So build that peak inner image, and same way project the peak outer image and take the responsibility to fulfill others' image about you. That's all. I tell you, authenticity is a strategy plan for your lives. If you are learning the quality of cunningness, it may be useful for short time, few days, few years, or few lives, not for the whole lives. But authenticity, if you learn and develop the quality, it is a strategy planning for lives after lives after lives. I tell you, make authenticity as the pattern in you, as a strategy planning in you, as a strategy planning truth in you. It will be the greatest service you will be doing for lives after lives after lives. That will be the right thing you will be doing to yourself for lives after lives after lives. आपका असली विरोधी अज्ञानता है, ना कि आपकी शक्तिहीनता. Authenticity will teach you to find your right enemy. श्रद्धा आपको अपनी असली शत्रु को पहचानने में सहायता कर सकता है. आपका असली शत्रु है अज्ञान. आपका असली शत्रु है अज्ञान, शक्तिहीनता नहीं. For any problem you have, look for the solution in the direction of knowledge, not in the direction of power or infrastructure. The person who feels not having enough infrastructure is his problem, is Vaishya. The person who feels powerlessness is his problem, is Kshatriya. The person who does not know who is his enemy, confused, is fourth category. The person who knows ignorance is his problem, is Brahmana. Know the real enemy, you will solve your problems. श्रद्धा सबसे उत्तम योजना है जिससे आप केवल इस जन्म में ही नहीं बल्कि कई जन्मों में अपने आप को अज्ञानता के चंगुल से रक्षा कर सकते हैं. श्रद्धा सबसे उत्तम योजना है जिससे आप केवल इस जन्म में ही नहीं बल्कि कई जन्मों में अपने आप को अज्ञानता के चंगुल से रक्षा कर सकते हैं. Authenticity is the right ingredients with which your inner personality can be built. The ingredients, the material with which you build the building, that is going to decide the longevity and the strength of the building. Authenticity is a granite construction. I have seen the house in which I was born and brought up. It was 300 years old. They were demolishing, maybe when I was 10 or 12, to build the new house. It took 6 months to demolish that house with all available machineries of the modern world. They were not able to demolish the house, which is 300 years old. Understand the material and the strength of the construction. Many places they used granite and teak wood, and it's called, those days, that Madras stars it is called. Each brick was like a granite, made out of lime, haritaki powder, eggshell. You can see your face in the wall. It will be that shining. The wall will be so shining. You can see your face in the wall directly without mirror and comb your hair. Still, in southern part of Tamil Nadu, area called Chettinad, they have this type of houses. To remove the floor, it took full 1 month for them. Just to remove the floor. To remove the roof, it took 2 months. Every inch they have to break. Even if you remove the pillars, the roof was standing independently. Just by the 2 last pillars, the whole roof was standing. The material with which you build the house decides the strength of the house. Same way, the material with which you build your cognition decides the strength of your being. Authenticity is the ultimate material with which you can build your cognition. श्रद्धा वो सही घटक है जिसके साथ आप अपनी आंतरिक व्यक्तित्व का निर्माण कर सकते हैं। श्रद्धा ही असली और सही पदार्थ है जिसे आप अपने अंतर एक मजबूत मनोस्थिति का निर्माण कर सकते हैं। मैं हजारों लोगों की कुंडलिनी शक्ति जागृत कर रहा हूँ, केवल उन्हें सही ज्ञान और श्रद्धा की स्थिति में स्थापित होने का मार्ग दिखाकर। Powerlessness is not our problem. Our real problem is ignorance. Ignorance is our real problem. When you bring authenticity, you will realize you have the wrong inner image. That is why you are suffering with wrong outer image and wrong others' image. If you think your wrong outer image and wrong others' image is the problem, you think you are powerless to change both, to fulfill both. Only when you understand your wrong inner image is the source of the problem, you will understand only authenticity can solve the issue. If you are having fever, only medicine can solve the issue, not $1 million. You say, see, I have $1 million, but my fever is not going. Arey, just you need $2 to get the medicine and eat. But end of the day, only medicine is going to clear the fever, not $1 million. $1 million may help you to get the medicine, may not help you to get the medicine. Sometimes $1 million itself will be the reason for fever. You will be too much suffering with it, stressed about it. So don't have ignorance about your enemy. Ignorance about your enemy is the worst enemy. Not knowing the right enemy is the worst enemy. Have the knowledge about who is your right enemy. ध्यान से सुनिए, शक्तिहीनता हमारी समस्या नहीं है, अज्ञानता ही हमारी असली समस्या है और हमारी अज्ञानता को केवल श्रद्धा की स्थिति ही समाप्त कर सकता है। अपने शत्रु के बारे में अज्ञानता ही आपका सबसे बड़ा शत्रु है। अज्ञानता ही आपका सबसे बड़ा शत्रु है। When you build your personality with authenticity, when you start practicing authenticity, you will realize the truth. Your wrong inner image is your real enemy that can be cleared only by knowledge, not by power. What you need immediately is knowledge, not power. शक्तिहीनता हमारी समस्या नहीं है, अज्ञानता ही हमारी असली समस्या है। आपके पास उपस्थित सभी धन दौलत आपके बीमारी को दूर नहीं कर सकती है, केवल दवाई ही उसे दूर कर सकती है। इसी तरह आपकी पूरी शक्ति आपकी अज्ञानता को दूर नहीं कर सकती है, केवल श्रद्धा ही वह दवाई है जो आपकी अज्ञानता की रोग को दूर कर सकती है। आई टेल यू, केवल श्रद्धा ही वह दवाई है जो आपकी अज्ञानता की रोग को दूर कर सकती है। I am working on a book just from today morning, supplementary book to all the philosophies. If you just read this book, all spiritual philosophy and principles you read, tried, will become reality in your life. There is only one gap between all the spirituality, philosophy, meditation, principles, whatever you read, and why it is not becoming reality in your life. There is only one small gap. I am writing a book. I am working on it. Just today morning I started working. If you just read this book, you will realize the goal of Vedic tradition if you are a Hindu. You will realize the goal of Christianity if you are a Christian. You will realize the goal of Islam if you are a Muslim. You will realize the goal of Buddhism if you are a Buddhist. Whatever may be you are, you will just realize your goal if you just add this one book in your life. You will realize, oh God, this is what Buddha was telling. I read so many times, only now I understand. This is what Mahavir was telling. I read so many times, only now I understand. This is what Ramana Maharshi was telling. I read so many times, only now I understand. I am coming up with a book which will give every person in planet Earth this feeling. Oh God, this is what Jesus was telling, only now I understand. This is what Ramakrishna was telling, only now I understand. I'll name that book as The Bridge. The whole book is going to be just on one principle, authenticity. जब आप श्रद्धा के साथ जीने लगते हैं, आप ये समझते हैं कि आपकी आंतरिक छवि ही आपका असली शत्रु है. It is on your mamakara you need to work. I go one step further and tell you, I am not promoting any superstition. If you want money in the outer world, relationships in the outer world, anything you want in the outer world, first sit and alter the inner world. I am not saying don't work for it. Alter the inner world. You will know how to work rightly. You will work and have it. If you are directly trying to attack the outer world, you are putting the wrong gear. With the reverse gear, how much ever you press the accelerator, you are only going to go back. Just put the right gear first. Then you can press the accelerator. We are all so busy, we think, oh, because I am not pressing the accelerator, that is why vehicle is not going forward. Fool, change the gear. And you press the accelerator with more force. You even pour more petrol. You check everything other than the gear. Just unclutch and change the gear. Your tank is already full. You are already pressing the accelerator to the maximum. Your problem is ignorance, not powerlessness. Changing the reverse gear into the right gear is what working on your mamakara. Pressing the accelerator more is like projecting your ahankara. Pouring the petrol is like trying to fulfill others' anyakara. That and all is not going to directly help you now. the first thing you need to do is change the gear. For heaven's sake, work on your mamakara. मैंने आज सुबह एक पुस्तक लिखना आरंभ किया है। यह पुस्तक आपको जगत में उपस्थित हर धर्म एवं हर गुरु के संदेश का अनुभव दे सकता है। मैं उस पुस्तक का नाम द ब्रिज, ये पूरी पुस्तक केवल श्रद्धा पे आधारित होगा। अगर आप समाधान के लिए चालाकी सीख रहे हैं, वह आपको थोड़ी देर के लिए उपयोगी हो सकती है, कुछ दिन या महीने या वर्ष, परंतु अगर आप स्वयं में श्रद्धा को विकसित करते हैं तो वह आप में एक सही रणनीति होगी और वह आपके लिए जीवन दर जीवन उपयोगी होगी। किसी भी समस्या का समाधान जो व्यक्ति बुनियादी ढांचे में गोचतन है वह वैश्य है। किसी भी समस्या का समाधान जो व्यक्ति सत्ता में खोजता है वह क्षत्रिय है। किसी भी समस्या का समाधान जो व्यक्ति ज्ञान में खोजता है वह ब्राह्मण है। Essence of today's satsang is, first, whatever you may think is your problem in the life, you need to work on your inner image about you. You need to learn authenticity. Any other effort you are doing is only pressing the accelerator, pouring more and more petrol without changing the gear and expecting the vehicle to go in the direction front. Having the reverse gear, trying to move the vehicle in the front direction. अपने जीवन में आपके इच्छा अनुसार वास्तविकता को ना पाने के लिए असली कारण आपकी अज्ञानता है और कुछ नहीं, श्रद्धा व साधन एवं योजना है जिसे आप आपकी अज्ञानता को दूर कर सकते हैं और आपकी इच्छा अनुसार वास्तविकता को सृजन कर सकते हैं। यही आज की सत्संग का सारांश है।
जीवन मुक्ति प्रदं देवं क्षमापूर्णं जगद्गुरुं वन्दे परमहंसाख्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्। आनन्दानुभवास्वादं सर्वरोगनिवारकं वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्। आनन्दानुभवास्वादं सर्वरोगनिवारकं वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं